3-3-1 lineup for both sides of our teams, but both of them not really making a move in terms of potential invades. Pero ito na, mukhang sisilap dito si EJ sa kanilang purple buff, trying to at least do a similar play, denying any buffs coming in from their core. But I look at this, Aspect is going to go into the orange buff first, and this is going to make BREN EPRO at least go back into their fundamentals to get the economy right. Okay, so right now we are seeing right here that both of our teams just really poking each other out. Not much of action is happening through, but Rebo really with the low break of health right here against Ryota was able to dash away, but the first spot is gonna go to Khalid dito. But Aspect is going to have some space in getting that purple buff in return. So this is pretty good for LPE taking the first blood. And right now, here, we are seeing that Arvs is going to be at least depleted by a half health against Lapizi and company dito. But this is also enough of the time for LPE to really respond. They don't really want that casualty away from their side.
Yep, surprising, no? Na napapagana pa rin ng Eagles ito because as BREN EPRO, I was expecting they would play a little safer. But right now, as you can see, Cartesi already ended up in the top lane. First blood being scored onto Rebo. I actually expected Flap to be using this Lapu-Lapu. Pero yun nga, mas siguro gamay ni Flap ang Yuzhong, and Rebo is the eternal Swiss Armades. Engaging with the Tempest of Blade sa baba, Lapizi with a defensive Black Dragon form.
Okay, luckily though, Aspect was able to escape that dive kites lang naman yung nag-commit doon, because you don't really want to give some space for BREN EPRO to actually escalate their economy here. So this is good call for Arvs, using the meteor showers to shove away the Lancelot into going back into his turf. So again, with our side lanes right here, wala masyadong action because both of our teams really need the resources that they need. But look at this coming in, a deep pressure for EJ. It really will take a lot of damage from that Chang'o and the as well. The fight right here, Sandstorm is going to be in play, but it's not going to connect to anyone, so this is going to force them a disengage and will be opting for the objectives instead. Pero many people are in the vicinity. Meanwhile, onto the bottom side, tamang haras lang dito para hindi nga sila makapag-push through. But look at that, Ejector is gonna come through for Pew. Uses the flicker right here, and Arvis is gonna free hit, tries his best, and they will be getting that kill, but that's the trade coming in from the Valier. Tempest Blaze will be used, but it's not gonna connect to anyone right here. EJ tries to go in, but Lakon did not connect to Ling and was able to go for that disengage.
What's happening essentially is BREN EPRO, nagpapakagat sila. Essentially, sinasabi na sa Eagles, sige, aggressive kayo. Sige, papasok kami ng konti. And that's the story here. Look, EJ finding the Hurricane Dance onto Ryota. Pero si Ryota lalaban. He actually wins it. Rampaging Sandstorm into the first skill, going back and forth, babagsak ang Lapu-Lapu, and EJ is gonna retreat. Wow! Eagles lost the battle in mid, pero mukhang may bawi sila sa taas.
The fact that the Khalid was able to really survive in that 2v1 fight is really one of the keys for LPE. So Bimo here is going to eject the orange buff, I think, for distraction, but that's what we'll be using his ult right here coming from the shove of the Valier, and we will be the one to finish the life of Bimo back there. Pero mukhang babawi dito ang LPE as they will be shoving into the bottom side, but it's not really enough to get the Yuzhong since he is deeply hugging that tower over there. So this is going to make things go back once more, getting economy and defending the towers that we have. So Lancelot again will be trying to at least harass them into thinking na baka they will be going in for some engagements. Pero you know what, I think no, actually not I think. It is quite easy having the discipline on not doing so. So Hayabusa will be using his Shadow Clones right here. Hurricane Dance is not gonna connect to him right there, but it's enough to really defeat himself. And of course, that is an entry coming in from Jake, the dog, to end his life.
Yep. Saya, I'm wondering, anong kinain ng Eagles ng breakfast? Anong kinain nila? Coach Panda, kwento mo naman kasi gusto ko rin yan. They have won two-on-one duels already. Hold up, nice take by few there. Pero legit, di ba? They have taken two-on-one duels already. Top and then bottom. And already, this should give BREN EPRO an idea na okay, LPE here, hindi na sila magpapagulang. And there's the second turtle taken.
Okay, that was a good steal coming in from the Lancelot right there. But that was also a nice attempt for LPE to actually contest and force the issue. But look at this, Yuzong was able to really pin down the Chang'o and go for that take. And with the low health coming in from the Khalid right here, I saw that Jahed tries to push him away, but that's not really enough to really save him to death. And again, Cartesi, this is now an opportunity for him to go inside. Look at this, ejector is gonna be used, but Hayabusa is going to take one. A trade coming in from Lapu-Lapu right here, and this is a disengage. But look at this, Laptisi, I think will try to go in for us with that low health, but you have to take note that he can go into the terrain. So this is nice call coming in from BREN EPRO to just disengage and focus once more into getting towers first, because I think that's what they need in order to gain that control.
So far, already na yung science na mas matagal nga ang laban na ito kaysa dun sa kanina. Flapinzi, gonna get called with an ejector, palikod. There's the unstoppable force. Flapinzi survives though. Arvs still gonna continue. EJ disengaging with the Hurricane Dance. Ay nako, Aspect. Here comes the Tempest.
Okay, Tempest Blade will be used to really clean up Yuzong away from the board. And again, with their Yuzong out, this forces them to disengage once again. You know why? Kasi you don't want to afford casualties right here, especially with LPE bringing in the momentum. Sure, BREN EPRO also has their spotlights here. They are able to take down people there, especially when alone. Nakita naman natin, di ba, nakabawi yung Valier doon, taking down the Lapu-Lapu. But the thing is, the way that LPE rotates at this point and engaging in the skirmish fights like this one, once again, not really hesitating to go into the tower dive, but the Yuzong was there in the vicinity, so they decide to just transition themselves into middle here. They are seeing that Arvs is in danger. Meteor Shower is going to reach to throw them all away. Look at this, Johnny will be going inside, and Tempest Space will come through. Not gonna connect to anyone. EJ will be Hurricane Dancing Aspect, but it's only to show him away. And that was actually a close call, because if Joyd was able to eject one, that could have been a game for LPE.
Yup, pero hindi pa tapos. You see that, Ryota with the Rampaging Sandstorm. Aspect still face poising in. Few medyo mababa. Few still dealing some damage and backing out at the same time. Turtle here. They're just safe pa rin. BREN EPRO has a good claim at this, but there's the Meteor Shower. Cartesi looks low with the Phantom Execution surviving. There you go. Binato si Ryota pa harap. And now Ryota with the one. Dealing quite a bit of damage. Execution, Phantom, Thorn Rose by Cartesi. And there's the first Turtle by Aspect. But at what cost? Yung baba ng buhay ni Aspect, Tempest Blades palayo, dash out. Okay.
That was just
Trading. They keep going back and forth.
Actually, that's true. And you did mention na mas matagal nga talaga to, because both of our teams already know what is up and how are they going to engage in the fights. But I like it how every little thing is being used, every skill for both of our teams. It's just that Cartesi here, we're starting to see him really go into the limelight right now, abusing the low healthy people coming in from LPE. So again, another Jector will be pinning down Cartesi with the Meteor Shower, and the Raging Sandstorm will be having that kill.
So far, ladies and gentlemen, the story of the series is Khalid is amazing. I still am yet to understand why Jake the Dog chose the Hayabusa here. Feeling ko ano siya parang sagot sa Lancelot para maghahanap ng target yung shadow kill, and then when Lancelot does come out of his invulnerability frames, may damage pa rin si Jake the Dog. That's just, you know, my theory here. But so far, both teams are staying neck and neck. We're approaching 10 minutes and there's barely a 500 gold difference between them. Saya, one key that showed me here that BREN EPRO is in it for the long haul at hindi sila mag-aasim and they are gonna fight for game number 3 here is because nice Hurricane Dance by EJ kaso walang damage output. It's because hindi nila siya na-choke. The Aspect.
And speaking of that, knockups all through and through for both sides of our team. Yuzong is going to use his dragon there to actually shove the members away, while Aspect is going to be pinned down by two, making two members of BREN EPRO. Cartesi onto the chase. Aspect will try to go into the terrains right here to safety, but it's few, and the gang will be trying to pin him down and finally get the kill here onto the bottom side, but that is going to at least buy some time for the other members to go to safety.
Nako, nalugi yata. Nalugi yata doon si Kuya mo Aspect. He chose to dive in, use the Tempest of Blades in a defensive manner. Sure, you got the kill on EJ, but was it worth it? You lost Jake the Dog, you lost Aspect, and it was pretty much a free kill for Cartesi. So far, Cartesi looking great in this game. 4-1-4. Already nag-push na ang BREN EPRO dito, mid and bottom. But note, hindi umaalis si Jake dun sa bottom lane. Kanina pa tinatrabaho. Kaya, konti na lang, inhibitor na lang titira dun sa bottom. It is good for the Eagles. I think they should stay the course here and kind of fix the way that they engage and they make decisions like that. Wag nang mag-asim si Aspect kung si EJ lang din ang mamamatay. Wag siyang gigil.
I have to agree. They have to at least take a chill pill kapag magko-call sila na shots dito. But look at this, trying to really harass BMO here and applying pressure dito sa ating middle side, which is a good call for BREN EPRO because they already have this certain amount of control dito sa ating mapa. So the options for taking the Lord is open. But I think the strategy here for BREN EPRO is to take down 1 or 2 members of LPE whenever they will try to attempt in winning a skirmish fight para at least secured na ang pagtitake nila ng Lord dito. And yeah, pretty good for LPE here to just staying their grounds, not overextending kasi they know already the dangers, especially with Cartesi and his damage output.
So far, I think Lord is a little easier of a take for BREN EPRO because I do believe yung Eagles ngayon natatakot na sila eh. Kasi I can see now in the way Aspect is moving is he would rather stay away from the fights rather than chase him earlier. But now look at this EJ with the Hurricane Dance, napping down si Jake the dog. And that's going to be a free turret push while BMO can only watch. Seiya, this is starting to look dangerous because that was a defensive objective if I've ever seen one. And medyo natrap na yata si BMO dito. That's 4-on-1, Rampaging Sandstorm pushing in the back. Take it away!
Okay, so that was a beautiful sensor coming in from the Kali. But take note once more, Leo, that this is used defensively para makasurvive si BMO doon. And Chang, with that meteor showers to at least put on some harassment doon para hindi na sila mag-push through with the fights that BREN initially planned out. So this is back to them getting the economy. But look at this! Ejected si Cartesi dito into the terrains of LPE but was not able to take the follow-up damage for him to be off the board. And you know what? Cartesi uses his ult to dash out but goes back into the game anyway. And look at this ejector once again to be used. Pero corner dito si BMO right there with all of that fiasco happening not yet. Overtime this place will be used to trade in the Valier. But that is, I think, enough for LPE to just disengage and do not force the issue because another casualty can really mean big for BREN EPRO in pushing the lane.
Yep, 1-for-1, BMO for few. I call that a wash. Feeling ko fair naman yon. And if anything, lamang pa yata ng bahagya ang BREN EPRO. That is the engagement or one of the better engages para matarget talaga si Cartesi or si Few dito. But then again, Few is out. So, again, it's closer to a wash, but BREN EPRO a little more ahead here if only not the Eagles were more mobile. Tignan mo, ang bilis mag-rotate ni Jake the Dog at syempre naman, Finch Poise dito ni Aspect. I gotta say, Arvs on this Chang'e, feeling ko antay tayo lang konti and then he will turn more into a core. But right now, it's more about managing the waves, clearing them up. Now, BMO catches out Rebo dyan ka muna. Oh no, in trouble, flicker out.
Oh, figure out but was able to be stunned by the Valier. And here, look at this, the entry coming in from the Lancelot, and Valier's just gonna go for the kill. Hurricane Knight once again will be pinning down Ryota here with 3 members of BREN EPRO actively to try to at least have that positive reinforcement. But hindi kaya, hindi sapat. And look at this, Lancelot will be having a trade of his own, but the Hayabusa is just gonna end things through with Chang'e there with following up of that damage. Tempest Blaze right here to compensate for that loss, and he's just gonna take Valier down and an opening to take the Lord for the side of LPE. They managed to turn the tables around.
Oh, Seiya, this is going to be the most free Lord they'll ever have in this game so far. 15 minutes in. That's the first Lord for the Eagles. And finally, I could have sworn Aspect was not gonna make it. Pero buti na lang naspatan niya. Hindi ko alam kung minarkahan nga ba or maganda ang communications ng tropa ng LPE. But they did say, Aspect, nandyan si Rebo, ay nandyan si Few, nandyan yung Valier, pasukin mo. And of course, he had the ult, he had energy to spare, and they got it. An amazing 3-for-2 sweep leading into the Clutch Lord here marching up top. Now, the key for BREN EPRO here is 1, defend Lord, and 2, maybe leverage this minion wave down bottom. Pero sasagutin ni Aspect yan eh. So I think their first key here to stabilizing, equalizing this matchup is to clear the waves and save this mid lane turret. Kaya tatlo ang nakaalat dito na defenders.
I agree with you on that. And they also have to take note as well of Aspect going into the backlines, especially now that LPE is really applying pressure to actually most of our lanes. But they will be sticking into the top side here with a lot of population coming in. Hayabusa for the entry right here against Q. At papasok na rin ang ating member si Digester coming in from EJ. Will be taking them down. Actually, no, EJ is going to survive getting onto space, but that is enough to open up the tower onto top. And look at this, Ling just really going all out, taking down the one, but they use wrong for the trade, and the low help coming in from the BMO and company is going to force them to back away, which is a good call. But look at this, Carl TZ.
Nag-a-asem si Carl. I mean, alam niya naman kung sino nandun, but if BMO, look at this. Say, think about this, if BMO was still there somewhere, tapos si Ryota and Arvs, if they get it right, they could have cleaned up house and maybe popped the immortality. But again, at least EJ is here, the enforcer, the trusted one. Maganda ang turnaround ng EPRO, but yeah, the deed is done. Nabutas na yung top and bitin ng one hit yung mid.
But you know, it's still also enough for another entry coming in from the team dito once more if they are able to get the stakes into their favor. And as you mentioned nga, no, enough to actually prop that immortality against Cartesi. But they knew the risk of taking it na pwedeng mabaliktad kasi ni Cartesi yun. So they don't wanna force that issue. And speaking of forcing the issue right here, Ryota will be forced, if I'm not mistaken, he used his flicker to go back into the lanes. But look at this, Yuzong will be using his mobility once more, meteor showers to at least get, but shotgun na connect not to anyone. Hayabusa with that entry shadow, but it's really gonna just go for the disengage. So this pins down BREN EPRO in depleted health. Hurricane Dance that used defensively to go back into the fight. And again, this is really tight spot in engaging air fights right here, but Yuzong is gonna take that trade anyway. Will be taking down the lead, not over though, and this is a good call for LPE to back away. At wala si Ryota sa board, so they need to wait for 40 more seconds before he spawns, and this is an opportunity for them to defend. They can't afford any casualties at this point because if they do, this is an opening for BREN EPRO.
So ang mantra ng Eagles dito, defense. They're gonna lose this turret, no doubt. But I think it's still somewhere in the cards here to save mid as well. Baka hindi sila mabutas. Hold up
Right here. Look at this, knocking down muli. But I think that was enough to block the immortality. Actually, no. They are going to take down two members of LPE. Jake the Tog will be forced to back away. Lancelot, easy with no hesitations of going in. Will be propping up that immortality. But the Chango is gonna go for the finish, and look at your Aspect though was able to eradicate all of that remaining towers that BREN EPRO has dito. So a lot of pressure. This forces now BREN EPRO to back away as we have witnessed doon. And this is a good entry for LPE right now to go for the response.
Oh wow, Aspect made the perfect call. That was legitimately either all in or nothing. At sabi ni Aspect, sige, bubutasin ko na yung bottom, declare ko na yung wave, na-out ko na yung orange. And Jake is taken out by Flap TZ. This is BREN EPRO holding on. They have taken a few hits. They have been rocked, but they're still in it. And now, for the Eagles, I gotta say, medyo delikado. Itong Lord na ito, Carl TZ is coming on in 3 seconds. Medyo nandito na yung tropa ng BREN EPRO. This might actually be another Lord for BREN. I'm not sure.
Depends if they are able to have that successful skill. Look at the Sandstorm is going to be used, and that means Charles will go through it through. Will be taking down the Akai right here. And look at this crowd circle coming in from LPE right now. It took a little bit of time in taking Lapu-Lapu, but it is enough to defeat the members of BREN EPRO down to 2. So only 3 members remaining that is alive on BREN. This is an opening now for LPE to get the Lord. But as mentioned, Carl TZ is alive. That potential retribution can still be in play, but they are not gonna let that happen. Ejector though was not gonna connect to Carl TZ, but in that minion, but again enough to really push him away.
Yep, check out the items, no? Few just bought himself a Twilight armor, ladies and gentlemen. Naintindihan ni Few na parati siyang tatargetin ng mga pwede mag-dive sa backline. With the dog Aspect, as long as we can get rid of the Valier, it's all good in the hood. Now, easy looking low! Aspect takes him down! Never the blade para mag-disengage! Saya!
Okay, hindi pa sila nakapag-gusto. So we'll be taking a trade taking down lane right here, but that is good reinforcement for LPE now to take the remaining members. But that is a double kill coming in from the Yuzhong Chang'e will be having that shutdown at hindi pa siya matatapos dito. All of that damage coming in from Arbs is being used really well for the side of LPE right here, and they still managed to survive and deny this Lord take coming in from BREN EPRO and para mapunta sa kanila. And look at this! The minions into the base enters. So this forces them now to just stay there, wait for them to actually get these. And look at this right now. Ryota unfortunately was alone. Hindi niya kakayanin i-take yung Lord ng solo. But Arbs is also there in the vicinity. I like it though how EJ is there to monitor their move. I think with a potential steal. But you know what? Mimo is just gonna enter here as well.
Yup, ang story nitong Lord na ito is paunahan, marating ang core. In comes Cartesi, in comes Aspect. Let's see who's gonna get it. Kaya sa retribution dito.
Oh, look at that. EJ is going to corner out 2 members of LPE, but I think that's not enough to take them down as a casualty. Look at this, Revo here will be taken down as well as Ling onto the backline. Staircase down as well. Si EJ doon, and this is just a lot of opening now for LPE to go inside their base.
Okay, saya 3 defenders for EPRO plus a Lord. Kompleto ang Eagles dito. The key here is for the Eagles to not lose their damage. And Ryota, he's in very thin ice.
Oh,
Medyo
look at that.
delikado.
With the life steal that Ryota was able to get, he did manage to stay alive, but not for long as said by Yuzhong right here. Hayabusa with that entry of his shadows, but this is enough to really disengage them once more. I love it how LPE is just being patient right here, not being too greedy. Kahit sabihin nating 3 members lang ng BREN ang nandito sa ating board.
I like it. Ang priorities talaga ng ng Eagles is to, sige guys, hindi natin natapos, nakapagdepensa tayo, maganda na sana yon, 3 defenders left, but we'll just take what resources we can. Few with the steal in your face ng purple. Wow!
Whoa, that was just sneaky plays coming in from Few there, just taking away an economy na dapat sana mapupunta sa LPE. But again, do not fret for the side of Eagles. But you know what, Leia, this is I think one of the most intense fights na makita natin maglaro ang LPE. They really know when to place their timing here. It's just that this time they have the discipline enough to call whether it's an engage or a disengagement fight.
And what I say, guys, this is gonna be a game longer than game number 1, and we're approaching the point kung saan times 2 na siya nung length, and I expect no less from both of these teams. BREN EPRO wants to recover. The Eagles still want to do more, and Bimo and Cartesi see each other, and they are stickering. Now, Cartesi knows he can't engage, pero alam kaya ng Eagles na nandito si EJ at si Few. Delikado yan.
Yes, and they really have to be careful whenever they try to scout out the areas of our map, because BREN EPRO here can have a good strategy in giving the element of surprise. And look at that, Meteor Shower's just gonna leave Cartesi at least going back into our base to regain some of his health. But let's see how LPE is going to utilize this time that they have right now. So EJ already has the information na 2 or 3 members rather are into the middle sides. And he just will just tell his members na okay, sige, may mga members dito, but they are gonna transition here into the bottom side. So Flatteezy is gonna use his ult in defense.
Yep, we'll see counter now on the Black Dragon form. Maganda yung half dragon, no? Para mag-clear ng waves, but it only lasts so long. And here we go. Now the fight is fair. It's gonna be a fight in the jungle.
Sandstorm will be used once again for that entry right there. Flatteezy will be going in as well. Timeless base, however, is going to be over. Not gonna connect to anyone, and that is going to defeat their help by a long shot right here. So Kick the Dog is trying to go in and out and will be taking down Cartesi. This is going to be an essential fight for the LPE right now, as they will be taking down one of their core damage. Look at this aspect on the back door, however, will be trying to actually defeat the help of the base, and this is not over. Sandstorm once again will be used, and the Dragon form is gonna be hovered by Yuzhong right here now in hopes of taking down one. The low health are coming in. Akai will be taking off Hayabusa off the map, and this again forces LPE to disengage. But that was actually close call, kasi I think they're planning to distract the members of BREN EPRO here just so that Aspect can have an opening to get the base.
Pero saya, I feel like that was too much of a gambit. Masyado pang maaga para gawin yun and kulang sila ng waves. Maybe if it was 2 waves crashing in from top and bottom, tapos kasama si Aspect, then maybe you leave him 5 seconds, a solid 5 seconds, and we might have a case. We might have game number 2 in the bag. But that just wasn't it. Yung laban masyadong malapit doon sa base ng BREN EPRO. Kaya kahit wala si Carteezy, kayang sumagot. Maganda pa rin, relatively, ang board wipe, ang clear ng BREN EPRO. You have few, and you still have Rebo, who is a better duelist, but is an okay wave clearer. So right now, reset sila. Dahil may Lord, tig-isa na sila. I think this next one should make the difference. Whoever gets this Lord here, kahit na lamang ang Eagles dito, on the map, I'd say, BREN EPRO, if they get this Lord, could just finish wherever lane they choose.
Okay, this is pretty risky for the side of Eagles with Ling being absent. But look at this, Hayabusa's gonna compensate with that and depleting the health of Flap Easy. But look at this, the life steal capabilities to him is just too real. At this point, at nagpapagulo lang dito si Aspect na the space gonna be used for Rebo. But actually, that's a good call. Kasi it was forced to dish out the temple space of Ling. Kasi ngayon pa lang siya papunta dito sa ating Lord side, and him without having that ult means that he has to reset the cooldown bago siya bumalik ulit in ever may mangyayaring teamfight.
Yep, and looking where this next teamfight might happen, if it happens close to Lord, that's good for Eagles. Kasi, again, Aspect can just do this, pwede silang manggulo. If they manage the waves right, they can do what plan to do anyways. And if they can, again, backdoor, that's what we call it, guys. Backdoor para patingin mo yung base ng wala yung laban, na wala dun yung minions mo, wala dun yung mga kampi mo. Then, kung magawa nyo lang habang wala pang Lord, then lamang. But right now, I think there's a big team fight happening. It's gonna be decided by this.
Okay, Samson's gonna be used. Not gonna connect to anyone right here, but this is a good aggression coming from LP. Decides to give up on the Lord and actually take down Rebo of the map. So, with -1 sa BREN EPRO, this could be a potential Lord take for LPE. But BREN EPRO, knowing this, they are also going to stay in the vicinity for that steal attempt. And take note, buhay pa si Carteezy dito. Pwede niyang i-retribution yung Lord dito if ever the situation deems fit. And so right now, sinisimulan na ng LPE to abusing the fact that Rebo is off the board. So that's kind of like a minus for them in terms of crowd control. But speaking of crowd control right here, look at this. Carteezy going to back away for now. Ryota with a low health but still has the immortality though. So the Lord here trying his best for the Chango to actually go and inflict some damage. But they managed to shove away BREN EPRO right here. And finally, the Lord has been taken for the sides of LPE.
Grabe, Seiya, that's a 2 or 3 layered Lord take. 1, managing the lane, top lane, para may mapilitan kang sumagot doon. 2, you picked out at least 1. May isang kulang sa kanila, so kulang sila sa manpower, right?
Yes.
So they have 4 members. They have to send someone up and then they have to send someone to defend against you into clear waves. And then lastly is parating may nakabantay kay Lord. If you did that the wrong way, na-reset yung Lord na yan. And you would have had to start from square one. Now, the fact that the Eagles have executed means isa pa silang libreng Lord. And now, they can just pressure all the more. At this point, we're approaching 30 minutes. Sobrang kunat ng Lord na ito.
Yes.
I feel like EPRO has to pull something from somewhere. Dahil ito na, this is the defense of
Okay, so Lord is gonna enter the door. Jekker's gonna be used against EJ right here. So, unahin na rin yung transfer gagamitin against Rebo going to collect. But look at this, Hayabusa with his shadows will be depleting the health of BREN EPRO. Kaido will be taking down the lead of the map, but it's enough for the Lord to go for the ending. And game number 2 goes to LP.
Victory!